I've got to join this guy.
April 2nd, Trump announced a minimum 10%. I feel like we've been watched a bit much here, look.
It's like those press conferences. Yeah, I'm in. Yes, we're in!
Pogba has done so many different percent.
You were like one of the first people to do the ice bucket challenge, I saw.
A lot of people did it in Asia.
Okay, right. Beany, have you got all cameras rolling?
Yeah.
Are you rolling on your end, Josh? Okay, are we good?
Yeah, all good.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 6 of Keeping Up with the Keynesians. We are back for another new term of current affairs, economics, you name it. Today I'm joined by James, on his redemption arc. How are you?
I'm great.
Brilliant. And on the other line we have Mr. Joshua from the Conversation Cabinet. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you for having me on.
Brilliant. So today I thought we'd stick with something relevant. We've gone for Trump's tariffs, the causes, the effects, all the nitty gritty stuff. So tariffs on the whole is kind of a tactical political weapon. Tariffs are basically a tool used by many political individuals, basically a tax on imports. So at the moment in the US, we've seen imports up to 145%. On China was I think where it peaked. What it does is it kind of encourages domestic output, but also encourages consumption on domestic produced goods. It's a form of protectionism policy. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I think it's fair to say that so far it hasn't in terms of Trump's office. Josh, what are your thoughts on it?
No, I think I completely agree with you. They have not worked, and they've just ruined global trade and global relations, and all these very, very well established relations America has with other countries have been absolutely ruined by this, which I think is more important than like short-term economic effects.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, James, do you have anything to say on it?
Business confidence has massively dropped, so sort of like less supply lead to a lot of dead weight, so it's just really not great for the economy at all.
Yeah, I think one of the main things we've seen is inflation has been rising, economic growth has been dropping. One of our favourite economic effects on the channel, stagflation.
Love a bit of stagflation.
Love stagflation. That's been affecting the US consumer recently. As James mentioned, consumer confidence has dropped. Possibly the lack of certainty has led to business planning and so on being unpredictable. If we don't have that stability, I think that could possibly have an even greater long-term effect. I mean, it's quite niche.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's that niche. I think it's in the hearts of most, US business owners. Who wants to set up a business in America in this economy when global relations are just so poor?
100%. It's got quite fiery at certain points.
China's imposed a minimum of 125% tariffs on the US imports anyway, so it's definitely escalating.
Brilliant. So I think we're going to move on to the effects of the tariffs. The economic effects of the tariffs. We've already mentioned that there's been an effect on consumers and businesses. There's been the political fallout. But I think if you look at the stats, these trade wars in particular have cut global GDP growth by around 0.5% according to the IMF. And if you look at the winners and losers in particular, some of the winners, mostly on the short term, mainly the steel producers and a lot of the primary sector kind of industries which benefit from having that domestic demand. Countries like China, developing countries which can produce these raw materials at a lower cost, are more appealing to these corporations in developed countries due to their cheaper costs. I mean, Josh, do you have any more political takes on the effects of the tariffs?
Well, I was speaking on my podcast with a Tory MP quite recently, or ex-MP, I should say, Michael Fabricant, and he said that these tariffs we're kind of seeing almost as a dividend for Brexit, because obviously the UK, we've been alright, well, relatively. So we're kind of reaping the rewards comparatively to other countries. So I thought that was quite interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I think we might see some benefits, and I think especially if the US markets are taking a slight fall, that might see us gaining competitiveness.
The tariffs have been quite beneficial on the US prices as well.
Yeah.
So in December 2021, price of a metric ton of hot rolled span steel, which is sort of like a pretty common resource used in construction and producing heavy machinery.
Yeah.
But the price of that went up to $1,855, whilst in Europe it sat at $1,031. So I think it's just showed there's been a lot of cost push inflation in the US due to the tariffs they've imposed.
Yeah. I think Trump obviously was thinking of these tariffs as more of a political kind of tool in a sense. I think he used it as a way to gain some of the Republican voters over. Some of these industrial workers that have been out of jobs may feel that they've been like kind of robbed of their employment opportunities because of certain policies that were undertaken.
I think part of it, he also was part of his presidential campaign to gain votes, like you were saying.
Yeah.
So he set it for a wide range of goals, including preventing war, apparently, reducing his trade deficits, improving border security, and subsidising childcare, according to Trump.
Now we're going to move on to the economics of the tariffs. So if we look at it, let's say you've got a question in your economics paper about what are the effects of tariffs on, for example, the supply chain. Tariffs are taxes on imports, therefore businesses face high costs, and this is passed on to consumers.
But the areas that are actually occupied by Russia is where the majority of all these very, very valuable commodities are.
Sorry. Beany, what are you doing? He's just spinning on his wheelie chair. Right, that's going to be on the GoPro.
As I was saying before, the spinning. I can't.
Oh, Beany. He's taking us out of flow.
He's ruined it. Christ, Beany. Tell Beany the conversation cabinet disapproves.
The conversation cabinet disapproves, apparently, Beany.
Sorry.
He's apologised.
Oh, brilliant.
It's a long Friday. It's been a long week. Let's brighten up our day with our Keynesian side segment. Cue the intro. Right. Anyway, the intro happens. This one is called, alliteratedly, Tariff Tug-of-War.
Oh, that's an alliteration.
In which I basically read out a load of policies and you basically have to say if it was a victory or a backfire. Yeah, it's kind of a free-flowing conversation. Number 1, steel tariffs on China from 2018 during Trump's first term in office. Do you think that worked or do you think it didn't? What are your thoughts? Let's go with Josh first.
Well, I don't know enough about them, sorry.
Fair enough.
To guess, I'd probably guess it backfired, really. There's a lot of car manufacturing in the US and steel's a pretty key component. So I'd probably guess it doesn't really help these downstream manufacturers enough to displace the work it's done for the steel manufacturing in the US.
Yeah, it did take a hit, the steel manufacturing. I mean, some people were saying that despite the tariffs, they were still losing industrial output domestically. Some of the raw materials that they might use, prices go up because they probably get those from China as well. But I think, it kind of hurt more the manufacturers, especially. Yeah, anyway, I think it didn't work. It kind of hurt the manufacturers down the line.
Yeah, I'll read the question this time. I'll leave
You read the question.
Alright. I don't know what that is. You read it.
Tariffs on European wine and cheese to the US. What do you think, James?
Probably backfired. A lot of restaurants in the US, they need that wine, they need that cheese. Probably hasn't done them a lot of good. I can't see American wine being great.
No, I mean, American cheese is rubbish.
Yeah.
It's got loads of holes in it.
Well, I feel bad for any French people living in the US if that's the case. But no, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely awful.
Thinks he's a connoisseur, but he's just a muppet.
Oh!
That is exactly how I describe it.
I think we'll skip that side segment. I'm disappointed in ChatGPT. That was pretty.
But the script writers.
Sorry, the script writer. Let's just blame it on Chat.
Covered it all, really.
What I'd like to say is, in summary, this game kind of highlighted it, that tariffs really do work. I think you've always got the argument, the political argument, the economic argument, saying like protectionism, you're supporting your own people. I just don't think the tariffs that Trump are putting out are going to work, if not even come into effect, because maybe he'll have an epiphany one night in the White House and he'll wake up and think, what am I doing?
It's very difficult for a country to be self-sufficient. You don't have enough resources, you don't have the climate.
Yeah, I'm just quite confused. Donald Trump, if you're watching, we're very disappointed.
He's probably not watching, let's be honest.
He's not watching, but if he is, if we make a viral clip that gets his attention, maybe do a Donald Trump dance.
He'll insult you for not wearing a suit, probably.
Yes, we're not wearing a suit. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're not being formal enough. I mean, James looks great in his farmer shirt. I'm just wearing some crappy sports shirt.
With the white stains.
Oh, white stain.
I've got a white stain.
All over your collar, mate.
I mean, James, do you have any final takes for us?
I think realistically a rise in tariffs will not be beneficial for US production. It will just end up leading to further cost push inflation in the US.
Yeah.
Business confidence will be taking a hit, reducing investments in these businesses, so there will be like a smaller growth in supply, which further increase the cost of production in the US. Really not a great idea from Trump, and a bit of a tricky one to resolve now.
Oh wow! He is an awesome force of
100%. Josh, any last words from you?
JD Vance and Trump, if you are watching, I hate you both. You have absolutely ruined global trade, and that cannot be forgiven, and it's just ruined everything for the next few years, and it's not for America either. So
Yeah, I mean, thank you both to you for today. I think we had some good arguments. I mean, American cheese is rubbish.
Yeah.
It's got loads of holes in it. From my perspective, my three main headlines were: number one, tariffs just backfire. Number two, I feel sorry for the US consumers and the US firms. And number three, if you're a pirate watching this, apply for a job at Goldman Sachs, because your investments in gold make you a millionaire nowadays. Well done to James for your development over the past few weeks. I was very impressed. Thank you so much, Josh, for coming on. Really love your podcast, and it was great having you on.
thank you for having me.
Conversation cabinet, we will link it in the description when we're doing the pointy things. But yeah, great podcast, politics, bit of everything, current affairs, interview a load of cool people.
We did Jay Chan, downing a pint in every constituency. Legend. Great guy. Down the pint in the interview, so please watch.
Maybe we might start downing pints in our interviews.
That'd be great economics.
Although we're in a school. Sorry, we're not downing pints.
Yet.
That's not going in the video. But anyway, thank you very much, Josh, for coming on today. Thank you very much, James. Thank you very much to everyone for listening. We'll see you in a couple of weeks. We've changed our schedule. We're now every 2 weeks because we have exams.
And then we'll do 2 a week after the exams.
Oh wow.
We'll put out some polls, leave us some ideas.
Charity run.
As you're on. I was thinking more, get Econ Plus Dahl on.
Oh, please get him on.
Econ Plus Dahl, if you're watching, we are so desperate for you. Sorry, that sounded really weird.
That was very weird.
We really want you to come on.
Really want you.
We really want you. Reply to our emails. Thank you very much, Josh. Thank you very much, James. Thank you, everyone, for listening. Goodbye.
That was good. Good work.